As part of their mandate to ensure professionalism in the media industry, the Gambia Press Union continues to devise efforts in building the capacity of Gambian journalists. This hazardous environment awareness training is the first of its kind in the country, orienting close to 20 journalists drawn across different mediums for a week-long training.
If situation changes while you are reporting on an event, you have to look after yourself first before you are able to tell this story. That's why, as part of our safety trainings, we also think that we need to do a hazardous environment awareness training, which will be more intensive, with a lot of activities, simulation activities, that which journalists could use in the future if they found themselves in real life situations.
They have learned what to do in the situation before they experience the danger, before they experience the fear. How can they prepare themselves? How can they get aware about what is happening so they can mitigate the dangers? If still they experience a danger, what can they do in the dangerous situation to mitigate the threats and to mitigate that the danger will not evolve too drastically? So it's a lot about capabilities to understand the difficult, hostile, hazardous situation, to understand what you can do, and for how you can escape from this situation.
The training was conducted by different resource persons, including professional international journalist Las Mola and psychology expert Fatu Kantara, alongside force leaders and security officers. The four-day training was a combination of theory and practical, with journalists taking lectures in the hall before hitting the ground for simulation exercises. At first hand, they were shown different first aid support guides they can offer to colleagues when they get injured in the field. After 2 days of theory, the next was a field trip. This group of journalists are now set to go on a field trip to see if they will be able to put into practice, what they've been learning about risk assessment, risk mitigation, safety, first aid, and so on. They're going to go into an assumed dangerous, environment, hostile environment, where armed attack, is highly likely, where they are set to face hostile security, angry mobs possibly. They're going to go into a hostile environment, landmine areas. The mission here is just knowing what to do if you are in a situation like that in real life. In different vehicles, media participants headed into the bush, an assumed conflicted zone in the outskirts of Pakalinding, for the simulation exercise. The journalists will soon have their first encounter with people playing the role of a hostile security at a checkpoint with toy guns, requesting all needed credentials before members of the press can be allowed to advance further. There is always a debriefing by the trainees before the team is allowed to proceed to the next stop, where others playing the role of bandits were stationed. At every stop, there is a simulation exercise, exposing journalists to situations they are likely to face covering events in a hostile environment. There was nothing serious about this whole exercise. It's just a demonstration of, what these journalists should expect in case they cover dangerous countries, hostile areas, hostile environment. These are some of the things they're going to find themselves in real life situation.
They have experienced what it was to feel attacked, to be brutalized, to be caught, to get out of a car which is ambushed. And they are now able to recall this experience if they ever get in a real situation. They are able to connect this experience with a number of actions, and we are trying to get the actions down to 3 as in a standard operational procedure.
What we've seen here in the last 4 days as part of the exercises, where we face some armed robberies in simulation exercise, where we face some kidnapping, people have been blindfolded, handcuffed, detained, forced to lie down on the ground, people are injured and people try to administer first aid and those kind of things, how journalists are looking out for their colleagues. I think these are really things that were impressive because if we are able to apply these skills when real life situations occur, that would definitely be a great impact on our job.
A broader debriefing aimed at widening the understanding of reporters on every bit of the training was conducted as soon as participants returned from the field. Important lectures were delivered on psychology by expert Fatou Kantara, who taught reporters how to recover from trauma and covering stressful events. This is what one of the trainees said about the HIT training.
I've learned a lot of new things from the training with regards to how I can survive in tough situations if I happen to find myself in hostile environments, like in separatist areas. This, I think, would go a long way in helping me, because I did not say I don't know much of these things, but it has really impacted, it has added a lot to my experience.
A training in safety, first aid, security, and psychology is an important milestone for these journalists, whose coverage of events in a hazardous environment might not look so strange anymore. Farmer Abaji, GRTS News.